the terror that my sister at that moment felt is what really hurts.
It's been a little over a year since Teresa Galkowski lost her sister, 43-year-old Heidi Moon of Akron.
The terror of, him tracking her, not knowing how he tracked her, and, not even knowing that there was a thing called an AirTag.
Teresa said back on January 31st, 2022, Heidi told her family she was leaving her house and staying at a hotel to get away from her ex-boyfriend.
He's sending her exact location, and how does he know where she was? Going from the hotel to work, and getting the message like, I know where you are and your exact location. It terrified. I think it scared her enough to the point where obviously she contacted the investigator to find out how he was tracking her.
Teresa said that's when the private investigator found a tracking device under the passenger seat of Heidi's car.
She didn't have an Apple, and he had an Apple, and she had a Samsung. And so for someone who doesn't even know that this thing exists.
Hours later, Heidi was shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend. He then turned the gun on himself.
Knows your secrets and knows your inside jokes from the time that you're little up until, she's taken from you. That's the worst part of it.
Heidi's case is cited in a recent class action lawsuit against Apple filed in federal court in San Francisco, claiming Apple was selling a device that contributed to electronic surveillance, stalking, fear, and ultimately death. Her case also inspired Ohio House Bill 672, a bill introduced in the Ohio House that would make tracking another person or their property without their consent a crime.
It's a old problem that's made worse by new technology.
Steve Stransky specializes in business litigation, data privacy, and cybersecurity.
The manufacturers of these devices clearly recognize that it's a problem, have undertaken some measures.
Stransky said Apple now offers an update, which enables a precision finding feature to locate an unknown AirTag. In addition, Apple has enabled notifications detailing when a rogue AirTag is moving with you.
If anybody discovers a Bluetooth device that they did not authorize that is tracking them, they could work with law enforcement. Law enforcement then can engage with the manufacturer of the device. Particularly, they could issue a subpoena or just request the information voluntarily.
Now, Fox 8 reached out to Apple for comment. Our emails were not returned. However, earlier this year, Apple released a personal safety guide for AirTags that included a tracker detect app for Androids.
To find something doesn't always mean that it's bad. It's the intention behind it.
Meanwhile, Galkowski is still healing from her heartbreaking loss, but is sharing Heidi's story to shed light on the dangers of stalking and unwanted tracking.
I put myself into her shoes, and just knowing no matter where I'm going, no matter where I go, he knows where I am. And that feeling of not feeling safe wherever you go.
In Akron, Melissa Reed, Fox 8 News.